So if I was to ask you what the fastest vehicle was in 1979, what would your answer be? The Corvette? The Firebird? The Mustang even? Well, actually, the answer is parked right behind us. Hello, welcome to the review of this 1979 Dodge Little Red Express, which is actually one of only 5,118 ever made. Now that might seem like a big number, but it dwarfs in comparison to Ford's 400,000 F-150s sold. But the F-150s were built to be, well, a truck, while the Little Red Express was built to be, and I quote, an adult toy. Oh, I wonder how that idea got pitched to the Dodge executives. But the Little Red Express, with its bright red paint, big rig style exhaust, gold pinstriping, oak wood trim around the bed and the floor, looking like something that came straight out of a Matchbox, and a top speed of 128 miles per hour, you're damn right this was an adult toy. But it's not all bark and no bite, because under the hood we have a 360 cubic inch V8 producing a whopping 225 horsepower, which is an impressive number, but what I find most impressive is the time period that this was accomplished. Let's jump back a couple decades into the 1970s, the start of the Clean Air Act, a time when the cars were getting smaller and the emission restrictions were getting bigger. Vehicles were now required to be equipped with catalytic converters, EGRs, charcoal canisters, and complex vacuum systems, which all affected performance. But Dodge had an ace up their sleeve, and his name was Tom Hoover. Rather than submitting to those emissions restrictions, Tom Hoover found all the loopholes, read the fine print in order to give us this. 5.9 liters of American muscle housed in an engine block from a police interceptor, along with its corresponding intake, followed by a hot camshaft from an earlier V8, and topped off with a 4-barrel carburetor from the factory. And on top of all that, the induction is fed by a dual snorkel design, grabbing fresh air from the fender wells. So with all these ingredients, we get the output of 225 horsepower and a whopping 13.1 miles per gallon. Take that, EPA. All right, let's get down to brass tacks here. How much was the Little Red Express? Well, for the small price of $8,000, you got to drive off the lot with the fastest production vehicle in the US. And in terms of modern price, that would be the equivalent of you driving off the lot today with the newest Toyota Camry. In terms of speed, if we were to compare it to today's fastest American vehicle, the Corvette ZR1, it is 5 times the horsepower, but it's also 5 times the price. And that's after adjusting for inflation. So yeah, I definitely think $8,000 back then was a great price for this adult toy. So me, Robert, and Lenny have been filming out here for quite a bit, and we just can't stop getting thumbs up from people. Even the bus driver stopped right now, right? What did he tell you?
He said he remembers when they came out.
I do like that the front license plate says Red Hot 1. It kind of sounds like a call sign.
Falcon Tower, this is Red Hot 1, 10 miles northeast, inbound for burnout.
Red Hot 1, entered left base for runway 36, cleared for burnout.
Left base 36, cleared for burnout, Red Hot 1.
The more and more that I look at this truck, the more I like it. Now, this isn't original, but it does look very nice. It is equipped with a button-down vinyl bed cover, which underneath reveals that really nice oak wood bed that Diane and Robert spent hours and hours sanding and prepping so they can look this good. I do like this filler neck right here. It kind of gives me fire truck vibes. So on the inside of the truck, we're equipped with cloth seats, which it was originally vinyl, roll-up windows. But honestly, one of my favorite parts is the headliner. It is equipped with the 3-speed auto, so we do have a column shifter here and no third pedal. We just have one giant brake pedal. Gauges are pretty standard, temp, oil, fuel, voltage reading, speedo, but the stereo itself is not original, but it does have that vintage look, as well as it has Bluetooth now. We also get a giant 4-spoke steering wheel, which we don't have to manhandle because we're equipped with factory power steering. Why does this feel so weird? What? So this being a 1979, it is optioned out with air conditioning, which you could not get in 1978. So another interesting thing between the years is in 1978, these did not come with a catalytic converter, but in 1979, they were mandated to have a catalytic converter. So yes, this one is equipped with a cat. As well as the year before, they had round headlights, whereas the 79 model has these square headlights. All this personality and ramp presence packaged in an oversized Hot Wheel, but there is one thing it can't outrun, and that's that hot rod feel. It's mechanical, it's raw. You feel the mean rumble on your pedal because we have push rods and linkages, not sensors and wires. You feel every exhaust pulse running through the body, and you can't help but stare when one passes by. We also have a really snappy throttle thanks to that well-tuned 4-barrel carburetor, and it's faster than you think. It's not just any sluggish old V8. It'll do 0 to 60 in 6.7 seconds, which is almost as fast as a Mark 7 GTI. And you get all that while sitting on a plushy, comfy seat. And this is the part where we were having too much fun.
The last burnout was good. You want to do one?
A burnout?
Yeah. Wow. Man, you did a good burnout.
You think so?
And it just wants to do it.
We did burnouts, we did the hard pulls, and it keeps going without skipping a beat. Temps all stayed the same, oil pressure stayed the same. It's not just a hot rod for looks, it's built to be a hot rod. Man, but driving this thing is like, you won't get this experience with any other truck. And this thing, I mean, how many thumbs up have we had today?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
You can't even count them.
And while you're sitting at the light, you could just hear that choppy idle. Some people say that it's the last hot rod.
Well, it's different. After this, they started getting into higher revving engines, smaller displacement, turbos. And so you had screamers, getting up growlers.
Growl?
This thing
I
just
like that.
And its power's at the bottom.
Which is why it just lights up those tires, right?
Yeah.
All that torque. And interestingly enough, the exhaust doesn't have any crossovers, meaning it doesn't have an X pipe or an H pipe. It is straight through to the exhaust stacks that are blowing out almost right behind your head. And it's not obnoxious either. It's not like it's too loud or it's deafening in any way. It's satisfying, like a hot rod should feel. It's either on or off. Like it's one little touch of the throttle and it's that soundtrack is amazing. Now I understand why they say they just don't make them like they did before. Because this truck is alive.
Having too much fun, Angel. Kind of like you're trying to ride an old pit bull.
And going back to the speed once again, this was faster than the Corvette of that year, the Mustang, the Firebird. It was even faster than a Ferrari 308 in a truck. In a truck. What? I feel like it's almost a forgotten piece of automotive history because you don't see these often. You don't hear about them, which is odd to say because what other muscle truck can you think of? Like, I feel like Johnny Badass driving this thing. I'm way cooler than that guy.
Yeah, he's louder.
He's louder, but he's not cooler. I want to give a huge thanks to Robert and Lenny for helping me shoot this video, and another big thanks to Robert for letting us use his Little Red Express to shoot this. And if you're curious, this truck is for sale on Hemmings. I will leave the listing in the description below. But man, this was probably one of my favorite videos to shoot and edit. It was a blast mobbing around in this rolling piece of history. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as we enjoyed filming it. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you on the next one. Imagination. So much like Ford let Carol G